This is my first. Although it's 3,000, I haven't done a live on YouTube until now, for no particular reason. But I'm just getting used to all the different platforms and the best place to connect with everyone. So I thought today would be a good idea to just do a bit of a casual chit chat to answer any questions about French, about learning French, about living in France, perhaps hear your funny stereotypes that you have about French people, because that's a very common thing to have, perception to have, that, you know, I certainly had heard of several before moving to France, and then you come to France and realize some of them are true, some of them are complete bullshit, as the French would say in their French accent. So yeah, what was some stereotypes that you know about about French people?
About French people?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, the biggest one is that they're rude, which I don't really agree with, and that they have no patience or tolerance for people who can't speak French, which if you're trying, they actually most of the time are very patient. So yes, yeah. And cheese and wine is their life source. I agree, Andy. What's up, dude?
Yeah, hey Andy, thanks for joining us.
And so then I didn't cut my hair, actually. I just I did my hair. I brushed it.
Oliver says stuck up and complains.
Yes. Complainers. Yes.
They do like to complain, and even in a way they're actually accepting of it. They embrace, which is quite nice. They embrace as part of their culture. But I did meet someone who had left France to live in the States, and she said, you know, she didn't realize how much more positive she'd become since leaving France and going to the US. And then when she came back, she very easily slipped into that circle of just râler, which means to complain, to moan in French. On râle, on râle, on râle. And it's just a pastime that the French do. Mm-hmm. And she's like, she didn't like it, because it just kind of got to her very easily. And she's like, I don't want to live in that sort of negative outlook. Be happy complaining.
Maybe something like, I mean, Americans, they like to gossip, and they just kind of talk shit about each other all the time. Like, did you hear this? Did you hear this? And maybe it's, you know, in a way what French do about complaining about their life, you know. I heard that, you know, they always think that it could be better. Like even in school, they were taught, it's good, but it could be better. And that has like settled in culturally. But when I express my gratitude for living in France, for the different social systems or the things that I really like about their culture, their food, etc., I'm saying, compared to America, I really love this about France. And they're like, oh yeah, you're right. That's quite nice. C'est bien ça.
Yeah, c'est bien ça. C'est bien ça. I like that you make a good point, sort of indirectly, that, you know, us being foreigners here, I don't know how you feel about this, but I like the fact that just being here and the things we would tend to say or talk about is not so usual for them, because most of the time they hang out with people from their own country, their own culture. And so the things we say, either deliberately or inadvertently, makes them think about the things that they say, which might be a bit strange to other people. Mm. And I like being a foreigner and challenging people in a nice way like that, because it can all make us better, right? In any way, if we are challenged on things that we've just grown up with, which might not be the way it is, the way we assume it is.
You just don't think about it, you know.
Just don't think about it. Yeah.
Like a habit, c'est l'habitude.
Ouais, exactement, c'est une habitude. What else have we got in the comments? Yeah, we've had stuck-up complainers, big drink as well. Oliver, you know, you seem to have a lot of notions of French people, but you did stay in Bordeaux for a year, so that's more than enough time to get to grips with you know, the real French culture. Bordeaux is a beautiful city.
Magnifique.
Ouais, magnifique, right. And Kim says hi. Hey Kim, how you doing? Where are you joining us from today? I know you're Welsh, aren't you? Or at least you learned Welsh, right? So whereabouts are you? Let me know. I don't think I've ever asked you. The wind is causing chaos in the flat and blowing things around. So yeah, French stereotypes. Yeah, they're most of them are not true, and the things about them being stuck up and rude, I find, probably particularly come from people who spent a little bit of time in Paris and not too much more. So they've had a very brief glimpse, and it's in a stressful city, and just by chance they may have come across people who weren't particularly polite. But
I think they're very confident and proud of their French culture and their food. So you know, they talk about the fact that all of their agriculture is fresh and you know, much better than the American food. I got that a lot when I first arrived. So I mean, in a way, some of it is good, that they're very like kind of cocky about their stuff, but then at the same time they're complaining. It's like this.
Is the right word a dichotomy? I'm not sure. But yeah, I feel like they're very proud of their food because they do have reason for that. They do have a better nutritional education. Just growing up, I think they learn what good food is, like good for your diet, good for your body. Although you can have great food from the States or from the UK, a lot of it's unhealthy, pretty bad. And the French generally eat better.
Yeah. I mean, like the typical diet, I think, is much healthier here than in the US. I mean, clearly, if you look at the obesity rates, it's astonishing. But you know, it's also weird because the French just eat cheese and bread and pastries and you know, they love their sweet breakfast. But their base diet, I would say, is much healthier.
Yeah, for sure.